to this week's episode of Nanny Talk Tuesdays. I am your CEO and founder of Good Nanny. I am Monet Good Hairs. For those who don't know, for those who are tuning in again for another week of Nanny Talk Tuesdays, thank you for joining us. This is not an episode that I wrote a script for or drew up or had any type of background for. This is literally coming strictly from the heart because it's starting to get a little close to home. This week's episode will be dedicated to my little cousin DJ whose life was recently taken this past Sunday. Well, not this Sunday, the Sunday before. He was only 15 years old and lost his life at a block party in Cleveland, Ohio, and it's very sad because children are the product of our future. So when you see children losing their lives so early and so quickly, it's very traumatizing to say the least, because these children have so much more life to live than what they're given. We are currently living in a day and time where people lack basic morals, they lack empathy, and we're seeing it just decline every day. And it's so sad because now it's rubbing off on our children, and then they're projecting these negative connotations right back into the world because of what they're being taught. Children nowadays don't have a sense of community because they don't have anybody to come to them and tell them, right from wrong and X, Y, and Z and stuff like that. So I feel like we need to start coming together more as people and building up a community, because it takes a village to raise a child. That doesn't just apply when the child is a baby or small. That applies 100% across the board, even when that child is, especially in their developmental years. With me working for children for over a decade, I have adapted and learned so much about children just from interacting and being around them. Communication goes a long way when working with children. I feel like a lot of adults or even just parents nowadays don't listen to these kids. They just automatically assume or put a label on them, such as them being bad. Have to differentiate and put a thick line between a child being curious and trying to explore and navigate this world, and rather than just automatically being like, oh, this child is bad or this child is trouble. You need to talk to these kids. These kids desperately, desperately, desperately need somebody to talk to. In return, when these children don't have anybody to talk to or nobody to lean on, nobody to confide in, they tend to act out. And so then you get the results that you're getting, especially in my community, in my hometown in Cleveland, Ohio. There are literally people dying every day. Main things that people are dying from in my city are car accidents or people getting shot. We have a very, very, very big gun problem in Cleveland, Ohio, and it's not getting better, and it's getting progressively 10 times worse, because now these guns, these illegal guns, these switches and all these different type of terminology, all these bad things are being placed in these children's hands. And like I said, these children are not bad, they're just misguided. So then now it's a gun being placed in this child's hand who's already dealing with depression and anxiety and don't know how to navigate his thoughts and don't know how to be emotionally cognitive or present to express those thoughts. So then now he's going out into his community and he's detrimenting his community. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, that's where that is stemming from. Because even when I look back, I tend to use my childhood in regards to how I view children nowadays. I knew when the times that I got in trouble in school and I was acting out and things of that nature, it's because I was going through my own situation. That played a big part, and because I was hurting and because I felt like I didn't have nobody to confide in and to lean on, I then acted out in school. I was cussing out teachers. I was getting into fights. I was in school suspension every other day. And it wasn't because I was a bad child. It was because I was acting out my feelings because I felt like I didn't have nobody to talk to. So then now I'm going to act out these feelings in such a negative way, then maybe that I can gain some attention from that. That's what I feel like most children are dealing with nowadays. Parents are so much younger. Growing up, you had older parents that, had basically a different mindset and a different way when it comes to bringing up a child. Today's society, we are seeing these mothers and these fathers be younger and younger every year, and it's hard for a child to raise a child. This is where my generation comes in, or our older generations, to step up. And I tend to see a lot of older folks talk about like, oh, I already raised my kids, that I'm done. And it's just like, it never stops. It never stops. You never stop raising a child. Just because your child is not an adult does not mean that you stop being a parent. So if that is happening with these older adult children, what do you think is happening with our youth? Like, these parents are deciding that they're going to stop being parents to these young kids who have no guidance. They've never been here before because you're fed up about, something, instead of just sitting there and talking and grasping and understanding your child. Kids should have the freedom to be exactly that, to be a child. A child should not have to go outside to a party and have to worry about, oh, am I going to get shot? Is this going to be the last time that I'm going to see my mother? Is this going to be the last time I see my friend? With my little cousin passing over the last week, so I'm on Instagram and I'm looking at these kids that that either he go to school with or that he's hanging around, or kids I knew him. It was a lot of kids that were commenting underneath the post that he passed under, and so I'm looking at these kids' pages, and they are so young and experiencing so much death. I clicked on one boy's page and he has like 3 people that's already passed in his life from either gun violence or an outside source. And he was only 16 years old. Like I said, my little cousin was only 15. So, and this was somebody who was apparently a friend of his. So then now he has to add another friend to his bio or grieve another person. And it's just so sad, because when does it stop? I just wanted to touch bases on that. Like I said, this was not going to be a long episode this week because I really just wanted to touch on that and my viewpoints. But the main point and the basis of this video is to let parents and my young children know, my young kids know, that there are resources for you out here that you can utilize. We should not be bearing these babies, man. Like, they should be outliving us. If you are a parent and you feel like you are overwhelmed, or you feel like your child may be bad or may be experiencing something that you just can't pinpoint and you can't put your finger on, but you know that they need some guidance and they need some help, but you just don't know how to, utilize your community resources. Reach out to those people that you feel like, oh, I shouldn't reach out to, or I don't need to reach out to because I'm a mother and I can parent my own child. Y'all have to move away from that mindset of nothing's wrong with my child, nothing's wrong with my parenting, I don't need no help. One big thing is talking to your children's school. They have a lot of resources inside the school, such as case managers, social workers, that can help parents with everyday needs. Like, people tend to think when it comes to social workers or case managers that it means that something's wrong with their child. 9 times out of 10, some of these kids don't have any behavioral or medical type issues. It's just that the parent might just need some help. These case workers and these social workers can help y'all with a plethora of things. Even just taking your child out every day for an hour to get them out the house and talk to them and instill something in them, and that could be helpful. Reach out and try to find your child mentors. Literally, Google goes a long way, guys. Like, it goes such a long way. There's so many things in your community that you can utilize just by going to your local library, going to your local community center. We have become so modernized that we forgot about things that have worked so well for our parents or our grandparents or our great-grandparents in the past. But because we live in a society now where everything is modernized and everything is technology based, the original things that made us us. Go pick up a magazine, go pick up a newspaper, pick up a phone book. These things are still active and around. Like, I know a lot of people don't use books and things of that nature nowadays, but they're around. They are around. Go to your local community center. A lot of these community centers in a lot of cities are closing down because there are not enough traction in them. Use them. They are free to you. Or even if it is something that costs, it is very low cost. But then at the same time, what is a price to pay for your child's development, your child's education, your child's mental capacity, your child's emotional growth. There's no price that you can put on that. Have to talk to them. Y'all have to be there for them. Stop putting these kids in front of tablets and in front of TVs and letting them just navigate the world however they want, because that's why they're learning the things that they're learning, and they're putting it back out to the world because of what you're trying to instill in them. Talk to your children. If you can, get your child in some type of sport. Utilize summer camps. They have vouchers. Some people have to get out of that mindset. I don't need no help. I don't need this. I'm a great parent. The government gives everything to people with children. Utilize your resources from the government, okay? Utilize it and get a stepping stone. Don't stay on it forever, but utilize it, especially when it comes to your kids. You can get childcare vouchers that go across the board that can be used at community centers or for intramural sports and things of that nature. Yes, these things take a little bit of time. They may be a little tedious, but they're not inconvenient and they're not helpful. Get your child in some programs, talk to them, engage with them. These children only know what they see and what they are taught. Do not let your child be a product of your environment. These babies have such a bright future ahead of them. Don't dim their light because of your ignorance or your misinformation. That is all that I have for today. I hope that this video touches some people and that you guys really take the necessary time out to watch this and understand that we have to do better with these kids, bro. It's so sad. It's hitting too close to home. I cannot keep losing these babies either to the streets or to the system, or even like I keep seeing so many young kids having kids. That's why educate them, because if we don't, who will? Literally. Utilize your community resources. Reach out. You live in anybody who lives in apartments, go in your apartment building, and there's usually a community bulletin board. People post their business cards. They post all type of forums and everything. Community that has like a clubhouse or anything like that, go inside that clubhouse, talk to those property managers, talk to your landlord, because 9 times out of 10 there are resources that are hanging up somewhere in that office for people to utilize. Please go to your local library. There's so much happening right now in the world and in the government. They are trying to exnate out all of these things that are here and free for us. Use them as much as you can before we look up and it's really gone. It has been rocking. We have been doing so much. I'm getting ready to do an event this Sunday where I'm going to be promoting our first workbook, our work boxes, and then I have a second workbook coming for you guys that is geared towards our kindergarten and first grade. And then once that book is out, we will start moving up, and I will be getting workbooks out for each grade. So it's going to start with kindergarten, first grade, then it's going to go second, third, fourth grade, fifth grade, and so on and so forth. Like I said, we have to keep instilling in our children. It just doesn't stop when they get in kindergarten or when they get in the 6th grade or when they get in high school. It doesn't stop. You have to keep going up. There's nothing wrong with learning something new every day. I love learning new things. At the age of 29, I'm still learning every day. So never stop learning, never stop going. Use your resources, engage with your community, and love on these babies because they need it more than anything. Next week, we're going to touch bases on a couple of different things. I'm going to be talking about our new workbook that's coming out. And yeah, you guys will see the product when it drops. It's almost done. I'm super excited. Thank you guys for sticking with me through everything. I know that it can be a little inconsistent sometimes, but we're getting there. I'm doing this all myself. I'm also in the process of hiring some employees. So if you are somebody that you know is looking for a job, exceptional working with kids, got more than 3 years childcare experience, first aid certified, send them my way. We are looking for some exceptional nannies to get into these homes, especially with the new school year coming up. It's going to get crazy after a while. So yes, if you or anybody that you know is looking for a job, please do not hesitate to DM me. All of our contact information is on our YouTube, on our Facebook, on our Instagram, and on our TikTok. But those resumes or that information for employment can be sent over to goodnanny@yahoo.com. You can DM us at goodnanny on Instagram, or send us a text or give us a call at 216-856-3120. That is Good Nanny's official direct number. You will come directly to me. Like I said, you can call or you can text. If you don't want to talk on the phone, we can text. It doesn't matter. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.